Okay, let's unpack this. That feeling. You know the one, you're about to speak, and suddenly your palms get a little slick.
Oh, yeah, your heart starts racing.
Exactly, and this wave of, oh no, just washes over you. Does that sound familiar?
I think it sounds familiar to a lot of people.
Well, Mike Acker, in his book, Speak with No Fear, he starts right there. He gets that this is a really common human experience.
hmm It's almost like the standard reaction for many people facing public speaking.
And what's interesting is he doesn't just say, get over it. He actually validates it right at the beginning.
Yeah, which is kind of comforting, isn't it? Makes you feel like, okay, I'm not the only one.
No.
It's not some weird defect I have.
Right. And this deep dive isn't just about, gritting your teeth and getting through your next presentation.
No, the goal is bigger.
Acre's goal and ours today is way more empowering. We're looking at how you can actually shift, become someone who feels, well, energized and genuinely passionate about presenting.
And he uses his own story, right? Going from nervous himself to speaking confidently to huge crowds.
Exactly. It shows that, change is possible. It takes consistent effort, obviously, but it can happen.
It reminds me of that Mark Twain quote he uses.
Yeah.
Something about courage.
Yeah, courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. That really reframes the whole thing, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. It's not about becoming fearless, which feels kind of impossible sometimes.
Right. It's about learning how to understand that feeling, navigate it, maybe even use it.
So the mission for us today is to explore the key strategies ACKER lays out.
We're going to look closely at practical steps, things you can actually do to understand and tackle that public speaking anxiety.
We'll pull out the core ideas, look at them from a few angles, give you a solid grasp.
So maybe a good question for you, the listener, right now is, what do you actually want from public speaking? Just survive it, or really change how you feel about it.
Okay, let's get into ACKER's first strategy. He calls it uncover and clean the wound.
It's a powerful image, right?
Definitely. His point is we often just slap a Band-Aid on the fear, but that doesn't really fix it.
You need to dig down, find the root causes, those old negative speaking experiences that might still be tripping you up.
Exactly. Like an old injury that keeps flaring up because it never healed properly. Ignoring it doesn't work.
And he gives us some really specific questions to help uncover these wounds. Things like, when specifically were you embarrassed?
Not just, I was embarrassed once, but the actual details.
Right. What was the setting? Like, were you unprepared, put on the spot? Do you recall negative reactions?
Oof, yeah. Those can stick with you.
Or even, did you fall short of your own expectations? Sometimes we're our own worst critic.
True. He also asks, why do you care so much what others think? That's a deep one.
And what was your most humiliating moment related to speaking? Really getting specific.
It seems tough, but focusing on specifics makes the general anxiety less overwhelming, maybe more manageable.
Yeah, you move from this big cloud of fear to maybe identifying a couple of key moments.
And then he asks things to help gain perspective, like, did anything positive come out of it? Even something small.
Finding a silver lining, maybe? And I like this one. What would your present self say to your past self in that moment?
Ah, that's good. Offering yourself some compassion, maybe.
Yeah.
With the benefit of hindsight.
And finally, has the memory faded? Is it maybe time to just let it go?
A powerful prompt to move on. So, okay, you've uncovered the wound, now what?
Now you clean it. He offers 3 ways to do that.
Okay, what's the first one?
First, repurpose your pain. Basically, look for the good, the lessons learned from those bad times.
So actively ask,
Yeah.
what did I learn? How did I grow from that?
Exactly. Reframe it. Turn
Yeah.
it from just a bad memory into maybe a learning experience.
That shifts the narrative, right? From being a victim of it to being someone who overcame it, or at
Yeah.
least learned from it.
Yeah. The second approach is pretty straightforward. Seek professional help.
Right. For really deep-seated fears, talking to a counselor or joining a support group can make a huge difference.
He acknowledges it might take time, but it can build really lasting confidence. It's okay to get help.
Absolutely. Knowing when to reach out is a strength.
And the third way, I found this one really interesting. Turn your story into a speech.
Oh, tell your story of overcoming it.
Yeah. The act of writing it down, shaping it, and maybe even sharing it can be really therapeutic. He even gives a simple structure. Intro, 3 points about what happened and how you felt then versus now, and a conclusion about moving forward.
That makes sense. Storytelling gives you control over the narrative. Sharing it could be really empowering.
And Eckers keeps coming back to that image of the infected wound. Surface fixes won't work if the underlying issue is still there, right?
It'll just keep causing problems later. You have to deal with the root cause for genuine, lasting confidence.
Okay, strategy number 2. This one sounds a little counterintuitive at first. Imagine the worst.
Yeah, it does sound odd, doesn't it? But it's actually rooted in some sound psychological principles, like exposure therapy almost.
How does thinking about disaster help?
Well, the idea is that by facing potential negative outcomes in your mind in a controlled way, you actually reduce their power over you. It gives you a sense of control.
Okay. So how does he suggest doing that?
He actually shares some of his own public speaking mishaps first. Makes it more relatable.
Oh, right. Like accidentally calling someone old but desirable?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that one. Or boring an audience, or that near miss with the word pornography.
Or cursing during an Easter sermon? Wow, okay.
Exactly. It shows that even experienced speakers mess up sometimes. It normalizes mistakes. A slip-up isn't the end of the world.
So seeing that helps. And revisiting your own disasters helps you manage the emotional reaction and gain perspective.
hmm Then he gives 2 specific exercises to gain control.
Okay, what are they?
The first is get stressed first. You vividly imagine your upcoming speech. Really detailed.
Like, who's going to be there? Where is it? What are you wearing? Mic or no mic?
Exactly. How long is it? What outcome do you want? What's the audience mood before you speak? What do they expect after?
Wow, really getting into the weeds.
The goal is to mentally walk through it, including the stressful bits, so you're emotionally prepared, less likely to be caught off guard.
Okay, that makes sense. And the second exercise?
A simple pros and cons list.
Okay.
Pros. List all the good things that could happen if the speech goes well. Really visualize them. Feel the positive emotions.
And the cons?
List the worst-case scenarios you can think of. Again, detail the negative feelings.
And the point is?
Usually when you compare them, the potential long-term positives vastly outweigh the often temporary negatives. That comparison can build confidence.
Ah, okay. Seeing the upside is bigger than the downside. He stresses how good communication impacts your career, finances, relationships.
Right. So imagining the worst helps you handle negative feelings if they come up. But visualizing the best helps you aim for those positive outcomes.
It equips you for both possibilities.
Got it. Let's move to strategy 3.
Mm.
You be you, grow into you.
This one's all about authenticity. Basically, stop trying to be someone you're not when you present.
Right, because trying to put on an act just adds another layer of stress and fear.
Totally. He uses comedians as great examples. They're all so different. Yeah, like Robin Williams, super fast, high energy. Then Tina Fey embracing the awkward.
Chris Rock's voice and rhythm.
Yeah.
George Carlin's deadpan observations. Drew Lynch using his stutter. Jim Carrey being so physical.
Ellen DeGeneres, just conversational, using her own life stories.
Exactly. None of them are trying to be a generic comedian. They lean into what makes them unique. That's their strength.
And he says this applies everywhere, right? Not just comedy. In business, too. Use your own style.
Trying to be a copy of someone else is exhausting and, like you said, fuels fear. It feels fake, probably looks fake, too.
So how do you build that confidence to just be yourself? He gives 3 actions.
Okay, first, discover yourself. He suggests using things like personality tests or strengths assessments.
Like Gallup's Strength Finder, Myers-Briggs, the DISC profile.
Yeah, those kinds of tools. He gives the websites, too. The idea is understanding your natural tendencies helps you work with them, not against them.
Makes sense. Know thyself. What's the second action?
Watch yourself present. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Record yourself practicing, or watch videos of past talks if you have them.
He admits it can be brutal, right?
Definitely. But incredibly valuable for seeing how you actually come across. Might be different than you think. Great for self-coaching.
True. Painful but useful. And the third action?
Analyze master communicators. Watch lots of different good speakers.
Like TED Talks, comedians, news anchors, preachers, politicians. He mentions Simon Sinek, Obama, Reagan, Ellen again.
But the key is not to clone them, right?
Exactly. Watch widely. Learn techniques, see what resonates, but don't try to become a copycat. Listening to many helps you develop your own unique style.
The takeaway is be a real version of you, not an imitation. Comfort comes from authenticity.
Yeah. And he says something like, you are the speech, the notes are just the map. Don't let perfectionism make you robotic.
Love that. Okay, strategy 4. Speak to one.
This is a great mental shift. The idea is a crowd isn't some scary monster. It's just lots of individuals.
So instead of being freaked out by the number of people, focus on connecting with just a few of them.
Precisely. He contrasts that scary crowd mentality, potentially unruly or disorganized, with just talking to individual people, which we do all the time.
It humanizes the audience. Less intimidating.
Totally. And his practical advice is key here. Arrive early.
And actually talk to people beforehand. Mingle.
Yeah. Get to know a few names, a few stories. Then, when you're speaking, make eye contact with those familiar faces. Speak to them sometimes.
And that makes you feel more relaxed, more persuasive.
He argues it does.
Yeah.
Because your perception affects their reception. If you feel connected and positive towards them, that comes across.
Aim for connecting with, what, 3 to 5 people beforehand?
Mm-hmm. Just brief chats. Learn something about why they're there. Maybe even subtly tailor a point towards someone you met.
It turns it from a performance into more of a conversation, even with a large group.
Exactly. And he has some really practical tips for this.
Like arriving an hour early, being prepped.
Avoiding coffee, it makes you jittery. Water or tea instead.
Don't hide backstage. Get out there and smile.
Right. He talks about the science of smiling, boosts your mood, makes you seem likable, lowers blood pressure. All good things.
Plus, it helps you connect and relax and take deep breaths before you go on. Simple but effective.
Yeah, oxygen helps calm the nerves. He suggests actively seeking out those 3 to 5 people, quick chat, then excuse yourself to meet others.
So the core idea is forget the big number. Focus on the individuals you've connected with.
Makes the whole thing feel much more manageable.
Okay, strategy 5. It's not about you. This sounds like a big one.
It really is. It's about shifting your focus off yourself and onto the audience.
Because normally speakers are worrying, right? That internal monologue.
Oh, yeah. What will they think? Do they like me? Do I look okay? What if
Yeah.
I mess up? All that self-conscious chatter.
And ACKER's point is,
The reality is, most people in the audience are wrapped up in their own stuff. Their own thoughts, worries, plans.
he uses that morning routine example, right? First thoughts are usually need sleep, need coffee, my own problems.
Exactly. Their primary focus isn't laser-beamed onto analyzing your every move.
That's actually really freeing when you think about it. Takes the pressure off.
It does. But, he clarifies, they do want something from you.
Right. They're not just ignoring you. They hope to be entertained, learn something, be moved, get value.
So while their focus isn't on you judgingly, they are hoping to get something from you. It shifts the focus from performing to serving.
And he also says, deep down, the audience actually wants you to succeed.
Mm-hmm. People generally root for the speaker. They enjoy seeing someone do well. It feels good.
That's encouraging to remember. He uses that driving analogy, too.
Right. Where you focus is where you go. Focus on your fear, you'll likely stumble.
Focus on how you can help the audience.
And that's where your energy and presentation will head, toward service.
So adopt a service mindset. It's not about showing off. It's about helping, informing, inspiring them.
And ironically, focusing on them makes them like you more.
He even suggests going the extra mile, planning to add extra value, like a handout, free advice, a group photo.
Yeah, small gestures that show you care about their experience. And practice active listening. Watch their reactions. Adapt. Be relevant.
Public speaking as leadership, he says. Leaders listen.
Mm-hmm. Try to understand their hopes, fears, empathize. Then you can add real value.
He quotes Larry King, "I never learned anything while I was talking. Listening is key."
And Tony Robbins. Where focus goes, energy flows. Shift focus to them. Ease your fear.
Makes total sense. Okay, strategy 6. Channel the power.
This one's about working with nervousness, not fighting it constantly.
Because even pros get nervous, right? It's normal, maybe even good.
Exactly. The energy is there. The question is what you do with it. Don't try to erase it, channel it.
He uses analogies like generals learning from defeat, athletes turning losses into motivation.
Or hydroelectric dams directing river power, taking that raw energy and making it useful.
So nervousness comes from caring, right? Wanting to do well.
That nervous care. The trick is to turn it into focused energy for your presentation. Energize your communication.
And preparation is like building the dam, creating a reservoir of power.
That's a great way to put it. Then he gives tips for channeling energy during the speech.
Okay, like what?
Build in deliberate pauses. Lets the audience think, lets you breathe, controls pace, calms nerves.
Good one. What else?
Use purposeful movement. Don't just wander. Move with intention. Maybe linking movement to key points, like a triangle for 3 points.
Give structure, works off energy, makes sense.
And third, let your passion show. Connect with your topic. Let that enthusiasm come through. He mentions MLK, JFK, Oprah, Steve Jobs. Their passion was palpable.
Passion is contagious. It engages people.
So how do you get better at channeling? Prepare thoroughly, write it out, use prompts, practice, get feedback.
Join Toastmasters, Dale Carnegie, practice networking.
Yes, and exercise regularly. He even gives a suggested schedule leading up to a speech.
Interesting, like taper off the intensity closer to the day.
Yeah. Intense workout 2 days before, rest the day before, light stretch day of.
And breathe deeply. Before, during, after.
Crucial. Turns panic towards peace. Most of us underbreathe when stressed.
Okay, final strategy. Number 7, be in the moment.
This is about being fully present in each stage, preparation, presentation, and reflection.
So enjoy the prep, the learning, gathering ideas.
Yeah, be present then. And during the presentation, focus fully on connecting on the audience, channeling that energy. Be there.
Not worrying about what you said 2 minutes ago or what's coming next.
Exactly. And afterwards, then reflect. What worked, what didn't, what to change next time, continuous improvement.
So enjoy the whole process. Don't compare yourself constantly. Focus on learning and growing.
He gives a kind of day of speech mental checklist.
Like internal self-talk.
Yeah, things like, relax, prep is done. You know it well enough. Be yourself. Hope they enjoy it, but enjoy the process yourself.
Believe you add value. Speak to the individuals you met. Focus on helping.
Don't dwell on regrets. The present is a gift. Breathe and deliver.
Nice. It's about mindset on the day. And he links effort to outcome, invest more, gain more.
And finishes with that simple 1-2-3-R formula for improvement.
1, believe in yourself. 2, put practice on the calendar. Actually do it.
3, work on one strategy at a time. Start with what clicks for you.
Repeat. Keep working at it.
It's a clear path. Change perspective, prepare, practice, repeat. Become that complete speaker.
And his final message is really encouraging you can overcome this. Consistent effort with these strategies works. You'll ease the fear, become engaging.
It's optimistic, focuses on your potential for growth.
So quick recap of this deep dive into ACKER's Speak with No Fear. We looked at uncovering and cleaning old wounds.
Imagining the worst to gain control.
Being authentically you.
Speaking to individuals, not a faceless crowd.
Realizing it's not primarily about you.
Channeling nervous energy into power.
And being present in the moment. Preparation, presentation, reflection.
Apply these, and you really can shift from fear to confidence. It's a journey.
Definitely. So our final thought for you to take away. Of all those strategies, which one really resonated with you right now?
Just pick one.
And commit to taking one small action related to that strategy this week. Just one step.
The journey starts there. With that step, an ongoing reflection.
Maybe even think back to that first strategy. Which wound might you be ready to start cleaning? Something to consider.